Do you work with voice? Do you sing? So today I want to invite you to learn a little bit about development of the voices, and it's known how important is to take care of your voice if you are a singer, if you are a preacher, if you are a teacher. So I want to invite you to come with me and to learn a little bit about voice.
I started singing when I was about 4. That's a really young age, but that's when I started getting up in front of my church and actually singing. That's when I realized that I had a talent. Well, I went to a couple of vocal coaches, one to start developing my voice. You know, it's good to have a natural gift, but you have to train it correctly to use it right. And my vocal coaches taught me how to breathe from my diaphragm so I'm not straining my voice when I'm singing. That's important. Also, like in the middle of singing, when I'm actually in the middle of it, it's important to remember the things that you learn. It's easy to forget them in the middle of all of it. So learning to, it becomes a natural, it becomes secondhand to you, like just breathing correctly, doing it right, singing correctly. And instead of singing up to a note, singing over it, that's really important. Like, I learned that. It's really important not to stress your voice, and learning to even speak correctly. And here at CFNI, I went to a vocal coach here, and she taught me to, even when I'm speaking to you, to use my voice better, like, so I'm not straining my voice. Even speaking incorrectly can cause your vocal cords to be stressed out, and then when you sing it makes it worse. So that's some of what I've learned here and there.
My name is Jeanette Anderson, and I'm a vocal professor here at Christ for the Nations, but I also work for the public school. And at the public school, I'm a middle school choir director. I actually have a college degree. I have my bachelor's in music with an undergraduate in education, and I actually have my master's. I'm actually certified to be a principal. I've taught for a long time. In the public sector, I've taught like 23 years. What I notice is that children, from the time they're very, very small, their vocal cords are basically the same range. And as a result, you take a child from the time he's born till roughly 6th grade, whether it's a boy or a girl, they all have the same low notes, have the same high notes. So we use this catchphrase, they can sing from D to shining D, or really the key of D is the best one for children. About the time they get into the 6th grade, you begin to see girls toward the end of that year, and boys will begin to get this breathy quality in their voice. You'll begin to see little boys will stay that nice high G, that beautiful, brilliant sound that we see from the young soprano voice singers. You'll begin to see they begin to lose that, and they'll begin to get this husky, breathy sound. So boys go through a major transition where those vocal cords begin to develop and they begin to grow longer. And as they grow longer, they'll go through periods of 1 or 2 notes or no notes at all. Then they'll adjust, the high notes will come back, they'll get some low notes, they'll sing low for a while, and then the voice will continue to readjust because the vocal cords are still growing. So by the time they get about 9th grade, you'll begin to see that sort of begin to even out. You'll begin to know, okay, he's not a bass, his voice is still readjusted, he's going to be a baritone. So you'll see they could shift all the way down to bass in middle school and then still come back and be a baritone and actually lose those low notes because that vocal cord has got to finish growing. For the girl, it's a little bit different. It doesn't grow, it just develops more into that mature sound. So a girl will get a breathy sound as she's going through those stages, and what will happen is she'll grow just long enough to be, whether she's going to be a low alto. If she's going to stay a soprano or a high soprano, those vocal cords will stay just about the same length. So what you hear for her in that stage is not this great losing notes, coughy, chesty, I can only sing 2 notes. She will get a real breathy quality. So you get about 9th grade and that breathiness goes away. They begin to get more focused. So really about the 9th grade, you begin to see these kids that really, the ones who have vocal lessons early on, they work consistently with choirs and directors. You get 9th graders who start sounding like famous Christian artists who are in their 20s and 30s, because the vocal cord is developed. It's the length it's going to be. And if they start at that point, you begin to see this wonderful, warm sound. If not, they come to places like CFNI saying, I want to be a singer, I want to be famous. And what you honestly say to them is, yes, you can, but I need you to be patient. You need about 2 years for it to take. We can take an untrained singer who's never worked with a teacher, who's never sang in a choir at all, and we can start, because we've done it semester after semester. I've had people come to me that have never sang, and I've just said, follow the curriculum. First, learn what pitch is, and learn what accuracy of pitch is. Learn breath support with those. Those things go together. Pitch and breath, those are the fundamental. Breathe, pitch, breathe, pitch. And then the third thing is we really focus on vowels, because vowels are what bring the warmth into your voice. Those fundamentals, once they get in place, the sky's the limit. You can then begin to teach them the dynamics, the contrast, the genres.
I have worked with a vocal coach for many years, and I can see how important it's for you to train your voice as a singer.